We're snorting cap rates and shooting up cash flow here at Deal Junkies. Welcome back to Deal Junkies. I'm Gabe Johansson here in the studio with Mike Nuss and the Wonder Boy, Dane McKinney.
Woo!
Back from snowboarding fresh powder in Japan.
That was actually that was insane snow. I honestly was not super excited. Also, when we flew over there, sorry, I'm yapping. There was no snow on the ground yet. And then
it snowed just for you.
We just crossed our little fingers and
you're living a charmed life.
It was incredible, actually.
Have you ever skied in Utah?
No.
They have that kind of powder there.
Yeah,
you don't have to go all the way to Japan. You get
Rockies.
That's what I've heard.
Wasatch Mountains. You get the dry powder.
I was in Bend. Bachelor had zero snow. Bend had zero snow.
What's up with that? Global warming? Or what's happening right now?
Dude, I was running around in a t-shirt in Bend in December.
It's pretty warm. It doesn't even feel like Christmas.
It's not okay. It's really like sacrilegious.
Is this our last episode before Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Merry Christmas.
I know.
Will this come out
Christmas.
before Christmas or is it after Christmas maybe?
It'll come
know.
out on Christmas, actually.
On Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, Merry Christmas.
Deal Junkies.
Payless.
Oh,
Merry
wait.
Christmas. You remember that?
I'm old enough to remember that song.
Wait, it actually might. No, I think it should come out.
Do you remember the catalogs?
I don't remember
I
that.
used to love the Christmas catalogs.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sears
I was going to say, I didn't know Payless, but Sears.
Oh,
yeah. I've looked at the Sears ones. They might have been antiques.
Mike would just flip to the lingerie section.
Absolutely. No. Don't tell my mom. Absolutely. Mom, I swear I was going for the toys that got stuck on this page.
Those are big catalogs. I forgot all about those.
They were a couple hundred pages, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a thing.
Yeah.
Literally looked.
Well, that was Amazon before Amazon.
That was the internet before the internet.
That was more important than the advent calendar.
We got big phone book looking things in the mail to tell us what we could buy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what are we going to talk about? Deals?
Deals.
Should we talk about deals?
Yeah.
Do we have any deals to talk about?
It sounds like you guys don't have anything to talk about.
Oh, we do.
Have to carry
We
the
got
show.
deals, but we just aren't supposed to talk about them.
You suck.
We get slapped for talking about deals.
We keep getting
people
in
get
trouble.
people get mad at us for
Dude,
talking
I've
about
had
deals.
coming out of my ears.
Really?
Yeah.
Good deals?
Yeah, like, in September, I kind of redid all the cash. I'm like, okay, we're in a good spot. We could use one more deal in Q3 or Q4. And we did. We actually bought 3. 2 of them already sold, or one sold. One's in escrow.
These are flips?
One sale failed. Yeah, one of them also added land development to it. But I bought 3 houses so far this month.
Wow. What's the uptick? Just end of year?
Just the end of year. It always gets busy at the end of the year. So I think 2 of them were estates. 3 of them were in estate. Yeah, just a lot of estate stuff.
How'd these deals come to you?
All of them were pocket listings. So nice.
So brokers brought them to you?
Yep. Just they know we can close and they want to close by the end of the year. When it's December and you need to close by the end of the year, you go to a reliable source. So yeah, it was no retrades on anything. They came to us on some of them came to us with prices. On one of them, they're like, I don't know, 550 to 600. So of course, or to 650. So of course we offered 550, and then they didn't even respond to the offer. So I countered myself. I was like 600. I want this property. Give it to us.
No way. That's funny.
Yeah. So I bought a duplex in Portland. It could actually be a really good covered land play.
How big's the lot?
11 or 12,000 square feet.
Okay.
And it's an R1 zoning, so you can put 12 to 20 units relatively easily.
Wow.
There's actually a brand new apartment complex, big one, like 80 units behind it. And it's on a dead end road. There's a warrant. It's not the best part of town. Powell Gilhurst, not my favorite part of town. I swear I'll never go there, but when you can buy it for $210, put 90 into it, and it's worth $425. You just buy it.
You bought a duplex in Portland for $210?
One bed, one bath?
And it was vacant.
What did you buy?
It was vacant at closing. Just 1940s. It's got, a 1-bedroom unit and then a 1-bedroom with a half bedroom
with a closet.
It's got a big lot. You can throw an ADU in there. It's great for an owner occupied. So, and like the cheapest duplexes in Portland sell for $400. That's like your baseline. If you sell duplex for less than $400, that was a piece of shit.
If it's in good condition, you mean.
Correct. Yeah. And this will be fully, like, we're replumbing it, new roof.
Did you close out with cash or hard money, or how'd you do it?
Well, because escrows change, I did a lot of different things. First, I sold another property, paid off a lender, so we wired money into this escrow. But then I had this other deal happen, and the private money was better for the other deal. So then I wired it to the other escrow and then scrambled to get a hard money loan. Thank you, Dane Fitch, for getting us a hard money loan immediately.
Really? He's in London, too.
Well, thank you to the appraiser who did the appraisal without seeing the property. That's the real key.
Very nice.
Did it a drive-by or just a desktop appraisal?
Let's just not talk about
Just a Redfin appraisal.
Just
one good enough for Dane.
One good enough for Dane. And when you're an appraiser, you can give them everything they need to do their job well. So we did. We got a hard money loan on that.
So you built out like an executive summary to show the appraiser exactly what it was, what your plan was. You helped him do his job.
Just gave him photos and said, "Here's what you need to know."
All right. I like that.
Yeah. I do that a lot, actually.
You can do that with private money. You can't really do that when you're working with...
Correct. Yeah.
Thanks.
Correct. Yeah. But the fun one was the house I bought from a guy in China.
Mm-hmm.
He was in China.
Yeah.
Is he still in China?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not like your typical Chinese person buying a house in San Francisco and keeping vacant forever. Mm-hmm. But they bought new construction in 2016. And then a cousin lived in the house. And then the cousin left in 2018 and another cousin moved in. And that other cousin just never paid him any money.
Oh.
Yeah.
Free place.
Yeah. So they've been living
for the
there
last
for
7 or 8 years.
Yeah. So part of the scenario was I paid the same price they paid brand new 10 years ago. So pretty good basis.
Wow.
But I could not inspect it. I could not meet the tenants. Like, it was full on, here's your Christmas present. You don't really know what's inside of it.
That's a mystery box. I like that.
It's a mystery box.
That's good fun. White elephant.
White elephant house. So have you unwrapped your present yet?
No, Daniel gets to unwrap that today. Daniel, good luck.
So you don't know. Cool. So you don't know who's in there, what's going on in there.
I know that it is a cousin. I've driven by the house a handful of times. I know the product really well because I praised a couple hundred of them.
It's a cousin?
It's a cousin.
Oh, of the owner.
Of the owner.
Oh, previous.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's just, but they just don't talk to that cousin, right? They had a relationship with the other cousin, but don't talk to this cousin. And the way it was explained was, well, a cousin of the cousin means it's the seller's cousin too, right? So there's just something there. But what's also come with this is the people that live there don't want to do anything wrong. They don't want to be in trouble. They just don't want to pay the rich owner any money.
The people that are living there,
that are living there. Yeah.
How do you know that?
That's just
the word
of the realtors. But it's also like to protect myself, the things that I've done is trying to establish, are they a tenant or are they not a tenant? Because we want them to be a tenant. That is it's good for us. That way we don't have to eject them, which can take 12 months. We can just terminate residency.
Eject.
I like eject.
Ejectment.
I like that a lot.
Instead of evict, just hit the button. Pooh! Hey, look at cousins flying out of the chimney.
Definitely not like hitting a button.
So you want them to stay and pay you rent even though they haven't paid for 8 years? Is that
No. I want them to be established so I want to use landlord-tenant law and not ejectment law.
So do you have a rental agreement?
No, there's no rental agreement.
So you're going to try to put one in place?
But you have a verbal rental agreement. You have a history there. And at the end of the day, it's a cash for keys agreement. Right? So
I see.
You're just buying in and trying to negotiate them. So we paid $500. Daniel thinks it's worth $850.
You're not worried about any adverse possession or squatter rights or anything on this?
No, that would be the ejectment, right? So that's our potential exposure is having to pay to eject. And so that can be costly and then take up time, right? And so my exposure is, what are the potential attorney costs? What are my holding costs? And then what do they do to the house in the meantime, right? So that's the exposure. And so it's personality management, right? That the business plan is personality management. How do you communicate with the tenant to make it a win-win for them and they don't fuck the house up on their way out and they give it to you as fast as possible?
What's your play on this house? You want to hold it and rent it out?
Dude, I'd love to sell it to the tenant. that's what I'm gonna do is pitch it to the tenant. Here, sell it to you for $600,000. So no, Daniel's gonna go meet him today. Like, they understand it's happening. The seller gotten an attorney. Per the attorney's advice, they were a tenant, and that was drug out of them. I didn't know this until we were approaching escrow, and I made a non-refundable earnest money. Like, I just committed from the day, but I also was not going to buy it without a level of certainty, and so it was asking a lot of questions. The answer, I actually had them complete an estoppel letter, but they can't get the tenant to sign it, so it's not an estoppel letter. And then they put a bunch of bullshit information. So I'm like, okay, asked a bunch of questions. Then the answers were, okay, this is clearly a tenant. And then they even mentioned, yeah, we had an attorney. The attorney said they're a tenant, but they just never processed forward. So I know I can give a termination notice. I feel confident I can terminate tenancy in 90 days. The other thing that I did is I negotiated an escrow holdback. So I asked for 35. We agreed on 20. So there's an escrow holdback. $20,000. So if the tenant is still there in 105 days, that money just goes to me. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I have an extra $20,000 of capital to play with. And so now here's the business plan as a buyer. Well, my intention is just pay him where our first offer is going to be $20,000. You move, right? Well, we can now have another $20,000 to play with, which is, well, you sign this agreement, cash for keys agreement. We'll give you 5 now. We'll give you some money in January. If you move out on day 106, guess what? We'll give you another $10,000, but we get 20 to pay for the 10. So you set up these mechanisms, right? It doesn't mean this is how it's going to flow. It's just, we have these. So, but Daniel will go there. He'll introduce himself. They are expecting this conversation to happen at some point. They just don't know when. So establish contact, establish a relationship. Like, look, here's the route that we can go. We just want to make this easy. We're going to offer you money. It's around the holidays. When can you move? When do you want to move? Ideally, do you want to buy the house? Like, are you qualified? We just sell it. If you want to live here, we'll sell it back to you. So there's options there. I think if we had to take it back, I could probably sell it for $750. So it's a buffer there. You just hope that they don't fuck it up on the way out.
So you feel like you ripped it, like you wouldn't have bought it if you didn't get a low basis.
Correct. Yeah.
That's cool.
Sweet.
The worst part is I hate these houses. It's the worst fucking house ever.
Neighborhood or type of
It's
house?
like Centex Homes or Polygon. It's like 3,000 square feet, shit construction. Just
I call that the Ford Windstar.
makes me vomit.
Ford Windstar.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing right with
about it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Where you can hear everybody talking all the way through
I
the
think
whole
it's
house.
fine there because you have like energy code and structural code there, but it's just gross. Your neighbors are the same, and like the same floor plan sold up the street for $732. You know, like there's my comp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I lived in a house where it didn't matter what bedroom you were in.
Yeah.
If you talked like louder than a whisper,
yeah.
it was like you could hear everybody everywhere. It was so weird.
It's not that. It's just what I want is I want art, right? Like I want it to be sexy. I want it to be quality. I want people to walk in and just feel good.
Yeah,
And
that house was art, but it was more abstract.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't quite sexy. It was kind of a Pollock. You had to really stare at it to learn to appreciate it.
A Pollock.
Yeah. Jackson Pollock. Was that? Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know if I said it right. That's why I was like, it's not a weird reference. I don't know what it means.
I saw his work at the MoMA.
I don't know. I saw it at
Museum of Modern Art in New York.
I didn't go to the MoMA when we were there. I wanted to. That was on our list. I saw it at
I'm educated. I went to the MoMA.
I went into the Chicago Art Museum, I think is what it was, or I don't know, the big one in Chicago that's right off the water. That was a cool museum. Museums are actually not too bad. Just gonna throw that out there. As a kid, you don't like them, try it again. Try it again. See what you think about them. So they're pretty great.
Let's get back into deals.
I know, it was
Museums
a
suck.
tangent. I just wanted to, no, they don't.
Yes,
Some are
they do.
cool.
All right.
I don't know.
So, speaking life into the world. All right. So, you heard me earlier this year say we're no longer doing historic renovations, right? Like, I made that commitment. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you a liar?
Now you're doing it again?
No, this is what's so good. So the flips
but I
that
love this too.
all the stuff we've purchased recently has been mid-century or newer.
Well done.
And very easy, very simple, not complicated, not time consuming. Mm-hmm. It's really helping us hit a stride on the bandwidth. But we had this one where I paid $600, offered $500, and then countered myself. It's literally the same thing as a project that we completed during COVID. Corner lot, mid-century ranch, garage, faces the street. The floor plan is almost identical. almost identical. So it has one of those kitchens where, the dining room and kitchen are all closed off. There's just a door that goes and they're on one side, but then there's a dining nook in the kitchen. And so then there's windows of the sink. And then at the dining nook, the windows step down a little bit. And so on the one we bought a couple years ago, we rotated the kitchen, got rid of the dining nook, and then had one big slab countertop go across that whole wall and then step down from the nook. And then we opened up to the dining room. So it's like we have the design sheets there, the floor plan, like everything is there. And on that one, it was on a corner lot and we could add 2 ADUs, but the side street was an unimproved road and the lot was like 15 feet up above the road. So we had to bring access through the front house, through the other street, right? So what we designed was the existing house was like on this like a horseshoe.
Hey guys, Gabe here. Have you seen the exciting new projects we have going on at Stack Asset Group? If you're interested in investing with us, click the link in the description below.
So it was on the inside of the horseshoe, and then the little prongs on the horseshoe were the walkways to the back units. Does that make sense? So the 2 rear units, one accessed it from the right side and one accessed it from the left side. And we did well. I paid $575 for it. We built 2 ADUs, sold one for like $525 and one for $545. So we got really good prices, and that was in 41st and Woodstock, really good location. So this one is Mount Tabor. Things are a little bit different though. So same size, a little bit bigger house, same quality. The basement's a little better. Will sell for more for a couple of reasons. One, it's on Mount Tabor, so it has a view of Mount Hood. The corner is accessible. So instead of having the new builds be accessed from the existing home, they're accessed from the side street. So the existing unit will not be interfered with from the new homes. So there's that aspect of it. And then it's on Mount Tabor, like at the very perfect spot of this cusp of a hill. So eastward, it's just this big slope. So you have an eastern slope, but we're almost at the top of the hill. So we'll build our 35-foot tall structure, 3-story structure. They'll have views to the north and views to the east and views to the south. So I think that's a new cottage we designed, which is 1,500 square feet. So if you look at the cottage code, you can only average 1,400 square feet. The existing house is the perfect size that we can build these 2 floor plans and not modify them. Like we come in at like 1399.4.
Great.
So it's the perfect site. Very easy to do. Don't have to change anything with our operation. And so it's just, okay, we know exactly what's going to happen here. So your kind of risk is removed. And for that cottage plan, I literally just paid for permits on the exact same thing. We have a fresh budget. I know exactly how much it's going to cost. So you put that into the world, right? This is what we want. This is ideal. This is what we're searching for. We only want quick flips. We don't want anything older than 50 or 70 years. Or we want these land development deals that come with scale that are easy and we can get the land for free. And so then we bought that one. And then, dude, we just had this other one. I put this house on the Drive for Dollars list. So 12 years ago, I was driving. I was like, wow, that's a cool house. And this really cool, in Portland, there's Alameda Ridge. So this is the 4th deal that we're going to buy in January. Alameda Ridge is cool. It's in East Portland. There's the only thing like it in East Portland where you have these historic homes on this ridge, but otherwise it's flat on top and flat below. And you have these very walkable neighborhoods. It's the most expensive zip code in Portland. And so there's this one house that's tucked where the road winds down the ridge and it's on a double lot, and it's at the top of the ridge is all historic construction. And then you get down below and you have this mix of 1920s, 1940s, and mid-century. This house was built in 1938. That is unique. So most homes built in the 30s are either torn down, they didn't last because they're just shit quality, or they're really nice because some rich person built it. And 1938 was, who's the mid-century guy that everyone thinks about?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't think of it right now.
In Portland?
No,
the famous architect.
The famous architect who did the waterfall project.
Yeah.
The mid-century guy. Okay, so that was all done in the 30s. People don't understand he was actually an architect more in the early 1900s and then kind of died right as mid-century modern came. And so the beauty of the 30s is going from that Art Deco era to mid-century modern, and then there's this period of time where there's a bridge. So really cool 1938 home. And now we can pay $400 for it. So it's 200 grand less than the 600, and then we can do probably 3 or 4 units in the back instead of 2. So
Frank Lloyd Wright.
Frank Lloyd Wright, yeah. So it's very Frank Lloyd Wright inspired, where you have this kind of mid-century cabin feel for part of the house, but you have this Art Deco feel for part of the house. It's not English, it's not Cape Cod, it's not mid-century modern. It's like all of it. And so then as a flipper, there's nothing that competes with it because nothing looks like it, and it's a piece of shit. So we're going to make it what we want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's sweet.
yeah. And then it's the rare thing is it's right next to the golf, 1 block from the golf course. So there's a dog park, there's a park, you have bus lines 2 blocks away. So it meets everything we want from it.
You sound like you're having fun.
Dude, I'm really happy.
I'm kind of jealous of you. You really
that's
love
awesome.
you love buildings and
I'm
Have you
having
ever
fun.
built 3-story walk-up garden-style apartments? Pretty friggin' cool.
I have a 2-story with a partial 3rd story with a flat
talk
roof.
about Ford Windstars. Ours are a little nicer. Ours are like Honda Odyssey.
No, ours are nice.
Ours are nicer than
Ours is
that.
the Honda
Yeah,
Civic.
you got the nicest thing on the
it's the
coast.
one. It's the one that everybody wants, but no, it's one everybody needs, but nobody really necessarily. Some people want them. Some people want them. You can trick them out. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw a picture Mark sent out the other day that our Seaside project is almost done.
Oh, it's so sweet. Yeah, we'll get TCO this week.
And it is just a boring apartment complex, but when you see the aerial of 66 units on the water, I don't know.
It's very cool.
It gets me excited.
There's some good videos too of it where because we have the walking path in the back of it that they just landscaped too, and so it like finally looks good because there was just a bunch of junk back there, and then they made like a nice little gravel path for all the tenants to be able to walk the river
The
on.
dogs can just shit in
Yeah.
the water.
We haven't even advertised it
spot.
yet, and we have 16 tenants
I was gonna
on
ask
the
if you
list
got
ready
anyone
to
ask.
ready to go in. Yeah.
Actually ready to go because
Well-
the waiting list was longer than that, but like actually ready to go.
Yeah, I
is
think
shorter.
after the rents came out, there were 16 people. I don't know. Their waiting
Yeah.
list is probably longer.
The dominoes
That's
fell a
so
little bit.
You know,
Well, they didn't have any. It was just people walking by being like,
Yeah.
"I want to live there."
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
new construction goes.
Yeah.
And what is it with property management companies that don't list their shit? It makes no sense. Our Milwaukee project, we got access to it. We're moving forward. I was driving by. There's a cottage project right down the road. They're done. They're on the market for rent. Not on the website.
really.
Not on the manager's
That's a missed
website.
opportunity.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Huge.
We
And
try-
then you call the phone number and it's automated voicemail to automated voicemail to automated voicemail.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I can't even find out what the shit's
I'm not even a tenant, and I want to live there, and I can't figure it out.
stupid.
Yeah.
I will say, from a property management perspective, for us, when we're doing a new lease up, a lot of times our owners will want us to get out early to build a list. Usually that list, if there's 100 people on it, you might get 5 people that actually move in. So it's a little bit of a wasted effort. It does build some excitement around the project, but usually people that want to move in the next month. They don't want to move in 6 months. So there's that. The other thing is that typically a developer will say, hey, I'm going to have this thing delivered on this date. And when you start to advertise it and then it's not ready and people start moving around, they're like, hey, I got to move in because I already gave notice. And
Yeah.
you create a lot of drama around people trying to move. So we tend to really try to hold off until we know.
For sure.
Because usually you say, hey, we're getting TCO or certificate of occupancy in 2 weeks. And you think you're going to get it. And then the inspector comes out and goes, nope, you got a list of 10 more things you got to do before we
The
get it to you.
unavoidable dance.
So you really want to get to that point. It's a little bit. There's some
The
art
delivery
involved
dance.
in like when are we
Yeah.
actually going to deliver? What's our true delivery date? And we try to get out to market just 3 or 4 weeks before we know we can actually deliver it, rather than saying, hey, this is coming next month, and then it's
And
really not coming.
every
for 3
aspect
months.
has that. Even flipping, it's like, well, when's it going to be ready for staging and photos? But we got to have that done by Wednesday, so we can go live Thursday, and it's a punch list, and it's this, and oh, dude, delivery date.
There's a lot more moving parts than a lot of people might realize.
There's so many people involved.
Yeah.
We had the state walk our care facility yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
To give.
give occupants.
How was that?
Did you get it?
We got a list of 52 very small items. Yeah.
That's a very large list of small items.
That's the level of detail. Like literally there's spackle on the floor. Like that's an item is touch up paint here, spackle here. Yeah, because it's
what do they care?
because they're the ones funding the care facility, the patients, right? So they're the ones that are saying this facility is fit for patients.
It's got to meet their parameters.
So, and I didn't think they go to that level, but that's great, right? Like they don't want them to trip over spackle on the floor.
They do your punch list for you.
Yeah, yeah. So we got most of our trades are final. We got essentially the state is good. Once you get those 52, they'll just rely on the city. have to get a TCO on our from the fire marshal, which we're getting for our panel. But dude, we might be up and running in January. It might actually
fire marshals drive me nuts.
God, dude.
That's like the word. I can deal with the inspector, but the fire marshal
is fine. It's the fire alarm companies.
Oh.
They are the worst.
Why?
Maybe we need to find a better one.
Because they never... Your vendors are only... I guess it's probably part of it is us, but, you know, they're only as good as you communicate with them, right? So when we bought the facility, we actually had to get a certificate, and it was inspected, and they passed it. And then, you know, we're kind of getting down to it, and then one company's looking like, no, you need to redo this entire thing. And then the company that passed it, like, oh, no, you can do this. And so they were like, well, we got to work with, we'll replace it, but now we're on this timeline. We got to work with this company. And then they start dropping the ball, and then they stop failing. Luckily, our tenant's cousin works for another company, and we just dug in with them, and they're like, no, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go for a TCO. Great, we'll go get TCO. Here's the way to do that. And then you have to get some special inspection, which we passed. So we're online for the TCO, but none of the other 3 vendors we were working with ever gave this as an option. It was never an option.
So you're going to be open in January?
Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll have to replace the fire panel and then get full occupancy, but we got TCO.
That's exciting. Congratulations. That's been a long road. It seems like we've been talking about that place ever since we started this podcast.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your investors' money. The other thing you don't want to do is go ask your investors for money.
More money?
Self-funding some of it. I can't wait to get that money back.
Will it hit refi?
Yeah. And actually, I have a really good... Jordan's got some good ideas where I think we can get a little bit more leverage. Because expenses, no. Keck?
Jordan
Keck.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking Tate's.
So maybe see if we can get a little early payoff from the seller second so we can get some more liquidity to help make up. So they get an early payoff. They get a little bit less, but they get their money sooner. And then that can absorb some of our overage. Because I still want to return 100% of their capital and not like 70 or 80.
Yeah, it's just better.
Yeah.
It just feels better.
They don't even care. None of them even care. Not one of them has shown any concern. But from my ego, it's like, I want you to get 100% back.
Yeah.
Have we closed any deals recently, Dane?
Yeah, we closed a couple. I mean, we closed the 70 unit, but I think we already talked about that on the podcast.
What was our most recent closing?
We closed a 20 unit down in Brookings.
Oh.
That was
why did you do that?
Exactly. That's what I said.
Brookings?
That's what I said. We were all on the same saying page.
Why did you like Brookings?
Trevor likes Brookings.
Trevor likes numbers.
Why would you listen to Trevor?
Trevor likes numbers.
We can make fun of Trevor because he's not here right now.
Yeah, I mean, from a numbers perspective, it makes a lot of sense. The deal structure was cool. The owners stayed on with us, and it's actually a great deal for the owners too. So we had one owner stay on with us, and then the other owner got out, and he's doing a 1031, and so they just had a bunch of equity. And one of the owners didn't want to do anything, and so he was fine staying in the deal with us. And then the other owner wanted to move into a cool new project, and so he's doing that. And it just made sense for us because it was, hey, we can come in, run the project, and just be good operators.
So they drop and swap. So they owned it in a partnership?
They did.
It was very complex.
Converted it to ticks?
It took us like 100 lenders to find somebody that would go along. Did Sean do this loan for us? So shout out to Sean Williams at Open Door Capital Partners. So he pulled off a loan that I've only seen twice. One when I bought this building that we're sitting in, and that one right there.
Yeah.
How... So did you just buy the tick, or did you buy the entire thing with the new partnership?
New partnership.
And did they 721 into the partnership, the one that stayed?
Yeah.
Essentially, that's how it ended up working out. Originally, this deal was supposed to go into the SMI Legacy Fund, and it turned out at the end they were not accredited because when you separate them up, they didn't have enough net worth or whatever the case may be. So that deal fell out. And then the broker brought it to us as sort of a backup and go, hey, this deal's falling out. You guys want it. And so we did something sort of similar, but rather than him contributing in to owning the legacy fund as a partner with us, this guy just owns JV, that deal with us. So he just became our partner.
He still did
inside that one deal.
He still did a 721, but he doesn't have to have the accreditation status because he's within the partnership. So he has voting rights.
Is your 721 fund an accredited 506?
Yeah, it's only accredited.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing the same structure, just out in that fund, so it doesn't have to be
because it was a single asset.
Similar idea. Yeah, because he's not coming in to owning a percentage of a large portfolio. portfolio. He's just our partner in that one deal, which he already was. And that's the same thing that happened on this building. The SMI building is my partner. There was 2 partners that owned it, and one wanted out, one wanted to stay in, and they had to do a drop and swap, and then he had to come in, and we own it as a TIC interest. But same address shows up on his tax return, same ownership percentage, same everything. So there's some nuance to it. Like it's not perfectly clean, but if the IRS were ever to say something about it, then there's a pretty easy explanation for what happened, that he didn't move his basis around or anything.
There's a story.
There's a story.
Yeah.
Basis.
You've got to have creative accountants that are willing to work with that. Not every accountant understands the nuances.
I was going to say, I mean, creativity, yeah, but also just like accountants that understand real estate really well outside of just
they need to understand
that's a good point.
Like, I don't even know that, because accountants are, I don't even know if I want a creative accountant necessarily.
If your accountant isn't talking to you in the terms of inside and outside basis, you have the wrong accountant.
If you're in real estate.
Explain that inside and outside.
It's like, here's an example where I was closing out a partnership where we needed to bring cash to the table to close the deal so we could dissolve the partnership. So the options are, I could just buy my partners out, and then I bring the capital, and then I close the deal and wind out the partnership. If I did that, because that project is taking a loss, right? So there's essentially a loss to harvest. But each capital account's basis is higher. And so if I bought their interest, they would actually be getting a gain on the outside basis, and I would get a loss on the inside basis. And so ultimately, if you look at it, what the best thing was for me to loan money to the partnership to then dissolve it, and then they can pay me back.
So that there's no taxable event.
There's no taxable event. So that loss inside of that deal then gets spread out to the gains that are there, and then it wipes everything out, and it's more fair for everyone, right? So, but if you had an amateur CPA and you didn't understand outside inside basis,
just buy it out.
Yeah, it's like, oh great, this person's going to bail you out, you're happy, and then you pay tax at the end on the because you had your basis. Yeah. So just understanding inside out. And the other part of that is, like, I remember when we were first building partnerships and capital partners and getting conventional loans, I was out after my bankruptcy, so I couldn't sign on the loan. So I don't have as much basis because I don't have the leverage because there's no personal guarantee that my partners have. So their basis is much higher than mine. So that becomes problematic when you get like capital gains. And
is that because of the tax code, or is that because of the way you're operating your agreements?
The mortgage.
The mortgage.
So the tax code, because I'm not liable for the debt.
You don't get the full benefit.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. All right, I have to think about it more.
Yeah, no, that's where, because there's tax returners, there's bookkeepers, there's CPAs, and there's tax strategists. And everyone wants the tax strategist. It's typically you have to have an operation to be able to pay for the tax strategist, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to have an operation, like you have to be big enough to
afford it, and then B, rarely does a CPA earn enough just on the strategy. They need to bake in profit into the books and the tax returns. And all
you got to do your returns, yeah. All right. Do we talk about enough deals?
I feel good about it.
There's no other deals you want to talk about, Dean?
Do a shorty. Not any deals because everything's under contract.
Trevor would rattle off like 15 deals right now.
Well, but they're all under contract.
Dude, here's I'll talk to you. Here's like that 10-year that I talked about that we passed to Daniel. Here's how you solve deals, right? So here's how you solve problems. That was one where is aluminum wiring issue and bad panels. So multiple buildings, and so the insurance, you just couldn't get insurance. It just was not possible. So panels had to be replaced prior to closing, and then there had to be some wiring changes, which is cost, right? And so Daniel's now in a position where it's like, shit, earnest money's hard. I agreed to pay you this. The seller's expecting this. How do you cure this problem? And so what I came up with but you don't want to I don't want to take less. The seller doesn't want to take less. So how do we switch the pie around so no one asked? And so what we did was Daniel's going to pay for it. So they're bringing more liquidity to the table. They now have to make more of an investment into the property. Well, what does that mean? Your basis is higher and your yield is less. So, well, let's change that. Okay, well, let's get you paid back over time so your cost is the same. Great. Small interest rate tweak to the seller finance. Great. So now that pays for it over time. And then the other part is you have management, right? And so we're managing the building for Daniel. So we'll lower our management fee as well. So you're going to eat up your cost. Your yield won't change because your debt service lowered. So you're bringing more capital to the table. Your debt service is less. Your yield is the same. And if you actually hold this for 20 years, because it's 20-year financing, they'll pay for your panel four or five times over. It's like 2 or 3 years holding that debt will reimburse them for the cost of the panel. So that's the beauty of seller financing, right? That's just the smoke of mirrors where I'm not changing your price, seller. We're just lowering your payment a little bit. And they understand because, look, my payment is higher now. My interest, this is real life math. And so when you can just say, this is just the math, this was how it was, now you have just concrete things that are very easy to negotiate.
Pulling the levers where you can to make the deal work.
Yeah.
Yep. I love it.
Yeah, and kudos to the electrician to getting those panels done immediately so we could close too.
What did it cost you to do that job?
Panels are expensive. They're like $3,000 to $4,000.
Gee, they used to be like $1,000.
Yep, they did.
Now the $3,000-$4,000, did that include re-roping, getting rid of the aluminum? Or does that extra cost?
No, that was I don't know the whole details. Again, so I don't even know the detail of what the problem was. I just know cost blew up, and then okay, how do we deal with the cost? So, and then now you have a better, safer building with better wiring, better insurance costs. And so
at least you can get insurance.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. Our insurance quote on the 46 unit, $70,000.
Whoa.
I just got one for 51.
Yeah.
I was so excited.
That makes more
We're starting to get new quotes and finding some different outlets to where we can drop our insurance back down again.
But it's still weird. It is so. Then the world of insurance is so weird. We got our hotel. I couldn't even get Foremost to insure our hotel. I can't remember what policy, but dude, like an actual hotel with operational insurance and hazard insurance was cheaper than the last fourplex.
Really?
Yeah. Just weird.
That's crazy.
Some weird shit.
I don't understand that.
Yeah. Neither do I.
I don't understand insurance.
And we've got knob and tube wiring. They don't care about the knob and tube wiring. They just want the panels to not be one
That's
of these
interesting.
bad classes.
Yeah, I just had to redo 2 buildings that had knob and tube. And it wasn't as expensive as I thought. It was only about $1,500 a unit or something like that to go to
the knob and tube?
to convert from knob and tube over to normal panels and stuff.
That's not bad.
All right. Should we wrap this one up?
Yeah.
All right, Deal Junkies. Thanks for listening. We love you guys. Merry Christmas. Thanks for listening. Please share us with share us with your best friend. Give Deal Junkies to them as your gift this year.
Oh yeah. Can we do Deal Junkie gift cards?
Yeah.
For free?
We should do some swag. You guys want some Deal Junkies swag?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Let's make some swag.
Yeah,
give it out.
We can do that.
DM us if you want some Deal Junkies swag. We'll make some for you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.